Differentiation isn't about being better at everything. It's being distinct at something. Today, let's talk about being different. Most people spend their lives trying to fit in. They look at what everyone else is doing, copy the model, follow the same playbook, and then wonder, why do the results look exactly like everyone else's, just average? And then you look back and you ask, why am I not happy? And if you look at anyone who's built something meaningful in life or in business, they didn't blend in, they differentiated. So stop asking, how can you fit in? How can I start asking, how can I stand apart? All right, let's go. If you're tired, not feeling fit, tired, just not having a focus, tired, just not having the life that you deserve. This is Ways to Be. I'm Jason Yarusi. Today, let's talk about being different. And many times when you hear that, you shy away from the notion, right? Because most people spend their lives trying to fit in. They look at what everyone else is doing, copy the model, follow the same playbook, and then wonder, why do the results look exactly like everyone else's, just average? You go to school, you stand in line, you follow the rules, you get up when you say they should, you sit down when they say they should, you get out into the workforce, you take your lunch break, you follow the model, after going through the 4 years of school to be able to get the degree to hopefully move up from an assistant to a manager to at one time a VP. And then you look back and you ask, why am I not happy? And if you look at anyone who's built something meaningful in life or in business, they didn't blend in. They differentiated in a crowd or in a world that's just full of just so many people looking to just fit in and be average. The greatest risk isn't failing. It's the risk of just being forgettable. If I asked you today, tell me your great-grandparents' names, you may have a hard time of just even thinking of what they are. And it's nothing against family, but at a certain point, they weren't able to step out to make a difference. And when you think about business of 10 companies, they offered the same service, the same product, the same messaging, same price, then the only thing left to do is to compete on price. And once you compete on price, you've already lost. That's literally the last lever you have. The companies that win make a decision about what makes them different, and they lean into the different relentlessly. If you want to be the best out there, you have to prove that you offer value in a way that's not only better, but different. Apple didn't win by being the cheapest computer. They won by focusing on design, simplicity, and experience. Nike didn't just sell shoes. They sold belief. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. They sold the idea that you are an athlete. Differentiation isn't about being better at everything. It's being distinct at something. Ask yourself, what makes you stand out? If you're at work right now, what makes you be the person that excels? Because the same principles they apply at life. Most people, you live reactively, right? Something comes at you, then you react. You drift with the current, you follow the expectations placed on you, and then you live by the default script. But the people who build extraordinary lives decide early on that I'm not going to live that way. I'm not going to stand by and wait for things to come to me. I'm going to choose different standards. I'm going to wake up earlier. I'm going to train harder. I'm going to invest in my mind, and I'm going to build discipline when others build excuses. The choices separate you from the crowd. So what choices are you making right now that help you stand out? Or what choice do you need to set into motion right at this second to become the difference maker? The core principle about me starting the Live 100 philosophy was living 100. It means refusing to live a half life, half commitment, half discipline, half effort, refusing to just give it not my best. And do I fail at days? Absolutely. Do I fall on my face at times? Absolutely. But I continue to put myself out there to be better, because living 100, it means showing up fully committed to my health, to my wellness, to my family, to my life, to my growth, to the things that I am building. And when you live that way, differentiation naturally happens because most people simply won't do it. There are times in your life when you're going to have to push a little extra, push a little outside of what you plan to do. And 99% of the people are just going to stop right there and say, you know what, I can't. I don't want to risk it. But here's the reality. If you want to stand out, it requires discomfort. If you choose a different path, well, people are going to question you. They're going to look at you and say, are you sure? Oh, that's so weird. They're trying that. Oh, I can't believe they're putting that risk on them and their families. You're going to have to wake up earlier. You're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to take risk. And you know what? Not everybody's willing to do that. But doing what everyone else won't doesn't make you risky. honestly puts you in the safest place ever because they can't take that away from you. They can't take away the extra effort that you put in. And I've seen this play out time and time again in business. When companies are building, the goal wasn't just to be another operator in the market. Companies don't come up with this grand idea just to be the same as everybody else. They come out there to make a difference, to be something, to help stand out, to help to transform the world. Those are the companies that, whether it's good times or bad, whether it's up times or down times, downturns or just magical settings, they find a way to make a difference and to perform. The goal about building better systems, move faster, to operate with discipline, treat partners, investors with transparency. These companies created separation, not because everything was perfect, but because the standard was different. So here's the question you have to ask yourself today. Where in life are you blending in and where are you playing the same game as someone else? And what if you just look at it a different way instead? What if you choose today to be different, to not maybe hesitate on putting in discipline? And maybe it's your habits, maybe it's your leadership, maybe it's how you're showing up in business or how you show up at home. Differentiation doesn't require permission. It just requires a decision. The people who change lives to build extraordinary businesses and leave a legacy, they all made the same choice, a choice that you can make right now. So stop asking, how can you fit in? How can I start asking, how can I stand apart? Because here at Live 100, we live a life that's fully committed, fully chosen, fully decide to make a difference. All right, that's what I have for you today. If this has been something that can make a difference in your life, go out there and leave us an honest rating and review. It helps us continue to get this show out to the masses. And do us a favor, share this show. Share this show with someone who needs to hear this message today, that needs to break out, that needs to choose themselves. All right, let's do this.